All right, guys, welcome back to Two Football Idiots.
Two
We
football
are,
idiots.
yeah, CJ's gone through, he's got some stuff, man. He's got some stuff, but we're here. Rock and I are here. We're ready to dissect some games. Real quick, go through the buys. We do have the Detroit Lions, who are 5-2. They're gonna probably rest up. I don't really think they need a buy, but cool for them. Raiders 2-5, opposite thing. They probably need a buy. Probably figure out what they're gonna do moving forward. Is Gino still gonna even throw a football? I don't know. We'll see that. The Rams 5-2 probably shouldn't be on a bye. I feel like they'd probably be pretty mad. They've been pretty good, streaky. So, but again, rest up. Jacksonville 4-3. They had a terrible, terrible loss to the Rams. I think this is a good thing for them to be on a bye. So maybe figure out what they're going to do from here on out and moving forward. Seattle, another team 5-2. Probably a bad time for a bye, but they almost did choke against the Houston Texans. So maybe need it. And then lastly, the 2-5 Cardinals, who they probably need a buy. They've been injured, and again they're like last in the really stacked NFC West. So other than that, yeah, three
Yeah,
NFC
man.
West teams on a bye, and
Yeah.
that's it. A lot of
Uh,
bye teams.
I will say Detroit probably needs it this bye week just because their whole secondary is injured.
Mm,
Uh, they're just super injured. Uh,
yeah.
QB controversy down in Zona, you know. Brissett or Murray. I think a lot of fans are calling for Brissett all of a sudden, even though he struggled in a way. But the offense looks better with him in it. We got to say it. We got to address that. It does look better with Brissett
Mm.
in it. Especially in a tough game against the Packers. Um, yeah, and then Jacksonville, they're doing Jag things again. They had a pretty soft schedule at the start of it, so it's pretty amazing that they're 4-3 in my opinion. Rams and Seahawks kind of expect them to both be trying to fight for that the lead of that division, but surprising the Niners are still in it. All of them 5-2. It's crazy to me. And then Vegas over here. Hey, go get you a top five player, man. Go get you top three, top five player. Y'all need it badly. Y'all need it. Other than that,
Free Mad Max.
yeah, free Mad Max. It's gross to say this. I've been hearing a lot of trade talks to him to Dallas to replace Micah Parsons. Been hearing a lot of those trade talks. Super gross. Hope it doesn't happen. Send him someplace
Oh,
like that can contend that isn't Kansas City or any or Philly. Don't send him to those two places, and then I don't really care. You can send him to Buffalo for all I care. Send him to Buffalo.
Buffalo, man. No, no.
They need a
Bills, I
Super
want you
Bowl.
to continue to have no Super Bowls. That's what I want.
Yeah. At least if he contend in the playoffs,
Uh, true.
at least he's gonna be far in the playoffs. We'll
Yeah.
let you sniff the Super Bowl, but you can't participate.
Mm, mm. If they had Mad Max last year, they probably would have went to the Super Bowl.
Probably.
Dang.
But hey, it is what
Yeah.
it is. Let's get into our last three records, man.
Mm. Yeah. So for me, I was 11-4. Had a pretty strong week. Really excited about it. Still behind, I believe, Rock by 3 games. I'm 64-44. It's nice to not have a terrible record. It's nice to just kind of be 20 games above the losing thing, man, losing sign. So, yeah, overall great week. Some games that I, kind of seen firsthand what was about to happen, like the Browns. Well, they ran with Quinshon Judkins, and they killed it. I'm pretty sure we had some very similar picks. I know. I'm trying to remember what picks we really were disagreeing with. Besides that pick was probably the Saints Bears one. I believe was one.
Fair. That's just me
Yeah,
being cocky about it, though. Just saying, you know what, underdog pick.
yeah.
Let's make it
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I mean, hey, that was still a decent game for a little bit, so yeah, I'll give it to that. It's not Rock's fault. DeAndre Swift wants to become RB1 all of a sudden, So, you know,
Ah,
uh,
it is what it is. And, hey, they OC, he used to have DeAndre Swift. He knows what
mm,
he's about. He knew what he
yeah,
was working with, so it's about time he got
yeah,
back into it.
true. True.
So,
What about you? What about you, Ryan? What you got?
yeah, I went 9-6. My two favorite teams got me again. Get all Commanders and Falcons. Two favorite teams. Two teams that
Hmm.
always make me lose 6 games.
Yep.
'Cause I can
Yep.
never get them right. I hate those teams. So from now on, I will always say they're lose because I'm always wrong about them. So they're gonna be losers in my mind. uh, my total record is 67-41. I have no idea where CJ's at. Hopefully, I overtook him, but probably not. He's probably the smartest of the three football idiots. But
He is.
other than
He
that,
is.
let's get into these game matchups, man. Let's get into these matchups.
Okay, so I finally have a Thursday night win. So yeah.
I do too. I do too, man. I do too.
I predicted this to be closer, and it's because I assumed that the Vikings defense would semi show up. I assumed they would be better, and I also assumed that Wentz would still have some magic. What did I get? I got a smacking 37-10 in Los Angeles. Yeah, a BTA of
Yeah,
Herbert throwing it. The the Vidal running back, man, that 6th round pick last year, still
that
killing
tight
it.
end out of nowhere.
Still
That tight
killing
end
it.
out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still killing it. And then on the other sidelines, Wentz getting sacked 5 times, and definitely saw him seem like his shoulder was pretty messed up. So yeah, I don't know why they're resting McCarthy. I know they're saying that they're trying to make sure that he's 100%, 100%, but at this point, if he's like 85%, I'm just saying, dude, you're like 3-4 now. The Vikings are 3-4. I would assume they should start doing that. Just start McCarthy, and because Wentz ain't gonna be it, and no one else is gonna be it. So. But that's literally my take, man. I won that game. It was great. Just I didn't realize it was going to be this bad of a game, to be honest with you. Rock, what you got?
Yeah, man. I also picked the Chargers, but expected to be closer. I said Chargers going to win 28-10. Um, I guess that's not right about Minnesota, but just the way they played Philly last week, I was really surprised that they just didn't really bring it against the Chargers, especially since the Chargers are more beat up than Philly ever was. Um, yeah, about McCarthy, I kind of sort of agree with the head coaching decisions to like let him rest fully. I mean, you are 3-4. You kind of need to kick into gear, but there's no point in rushing a quarterback that's already been injured for a whole rookie year and majority of this year. There's no need to rush him to get back. Let him sit back, get healthy, learn what he can, and then get back and just all cylinders firing at that point, just
Yeah,
let him take control of the team once he finally feels healthy enough to do so. But
yeah,
at the same time, you better do it before we're under 500. You better get there before we're under 500.
yeah. I mean, if they're gonna continue to rest McCarthy, which you have a valid point, then you should probably look at getting a running back. Like you should trade, get a good running back. You got no run game already. Aaron
Jordan
Jones is
Mason's
done.
not too terrible. He's not too terrible, but you definitely need that Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, that 1-2 punch they had. But with Aaron
Yep.
Jones being out, yeah, maybe invest in a running back. I honestly think invest in maybe a veteran quarterback, maybe for cheap, and just maybe get somebody experienced to teach McCarthy a little bit. Maybe see if you can get Kirk Cousins back for a fifth or sixth rounder. You know?
Keep Kirk Cousins. Maybe
Yeah,
Joe Burrow gets.
he's just sitting there, just sitting
Yeah.
there alone.
Kirk Cousins or make pray that Joe Burrow comes back, get Joe Flacco magic, you know what I mean? So
Nah, we're going with Joe. We're
no,
going with
no.
Joe Crap on
No,
that
no.
one.
Kirk
We're going
Cousins
with
makes the
Joe.
most sense. Have
Yeah,
him have
he
a
knows the
reunion in
system,
Minnesota.
you know?
You
Yeah, he
know?
knows the system.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
teach JJ McCarthy the system as he gets healthy,
Uh-huh.
you know?
100%.
You kind of back to square one as Minnesota, but
Yep.
hey, you tell Atlanta, hey, you eat most of his camp, well,
Mm.
cap hit, we'll give you a higher draft pick or something like that. Just get somebody to teach McCarthy. So, but
Yeah.
other than that, let's move on to this next game here, man. All right, guys, we got the 1-6 Miami Dolphins against the 3-3 Atlanta Falcons. I know I said I counted the Falcons as losers, but I gotta wait one more week at least. Miami, you know, they did let Quinshon Junkins run all over them. That's why they lost, pretty much, in my opinion. I mean, that's how I said they were going to lose last week, and they proved me right. Even though I wanted them to beat the Browns because I'm a Brown hater. But other than that, Atlanta, this has to be a get right game for them. This can't be a Carolina situation where they got smoked and shut out, especially coming off a pretty bad loss to an injured, banged up 49er team. Even though, the 49ers, I got to give the head coach, head coach award, mention. Your team's that banged up and you got them playing this good, they gotta be doing it. But back to Atlanta, it's just like let's get Bijan more involved again. I feel like they start losing a lot of games when Bijan is just not taking over because once Bijan takes over, Penix, London, everybody else starts to take over. But you shut down Bijan, they kind of just sputter out and they don't do anything. Other than that, I got Atlanta winning 24-10. Deegs, what do you think about this game, man?
Yeah, so if Atlanta loses to Miami, I'm quitting football. Uh, Atlanta is one of the most frustrating football teams known to man. I don't know what is going on when I feel like
True
they're gonna
500,
win.
a
Huh?
true 500 team.
Oh yeah, yeah.
True 500. Just, we're going to
True
lose as much
500.
games,
Yeah,
win.
yeah, yeah. There's 17 games. They're gonna be 8-9 or 9-8. What's going on?
Yeah, right.
If they lose that game, they're definitely 9-8. Anyway.
Nah, they're on 8-1.
Oh man. Anyways, yeah, I mean Miami, we know this team is terrible. I think everyone knows this team is terrible. The fans know this team is terrible. Tua's thrown 10 interceptions this year. It's week 8, just letting you know. So, expect
Benched. He
more.
was benched.
Yeah. Most to
He was
what?
benched. Yeah.
uh yeah, terrible run defense, just terrible coaching, terrible team. And then you got Atlanta who has Bijan Robinson, man. Bijan Robinson. That's the only thing you need to know is that if they feed Bijan Robinson, which they should, they will destroy this team. And so I think I do have Atlanta winning this 20-7. I don't think it's going to be close. I really do think Atlanta's just going to look at the Cleveland blueprint and just run it like that. And I think they'll be fine. Hopefully that they do want to show up and they would like to be 4-3 and not 3-4 for sure. Um, but yeah, there's not much analysis on this bad team versus a team that should win. So we'll see how drunk the NFL is on Sunday. That's
Yeah.
all I got.
As long as you wasn't drunk like me last week, we'll be okay.
Man. All right, let's move on. Okay, next game we have the 0-7 Jets against the
Ooh,
3-4 Cincinnati Bengals.
ooh,
So, what can I say about both of these teams? Let's talk about the Jets. They're the only winless team for a reason. Justin Fields cannot throw past 50 yards a game. So, guess what? Boot him out. Who do they got in? Tyrod Taylor. Is that going to work out well? Probably
no.
not. It's the Jets. So, it's a dysfunctional team with some nice talent in there. They probably will win a game. I'm not saying they won't, but it's a bad team, man. And then the Bengals.
What's the over
Huh?
under on them going winless this year? What do you think the over under is on them going
On,
winless?
I think they're 1-16.
You think they're 1-16?
I think they can win maybe one game, and that's if the other team rests their starters.
Oh man.
Yeah, I have.
I don't even know. I don't even know then. I don't even know.
They just lose the third stringers. You're like, oh man, this is
Oh,
good. Yeah,
oof. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, shout out to my friend that is from the East Coast, longtime buddy of mine. He's definitely crying in the corner. I've talked to him. He's definitely crying in the corner.
He's
Uh,
used to it, man. He's used to it.
he's definitely
Okay,
crying in
he
the
knows
corner.
what to expect.
Yeah, yeah. He wants Mark Sanchez back and Rex Ryan. Man.
Be my boy Mark. Get him out of jail.
Oh man. And then we got the Bengals. The Bengals, well, they shouldn't have beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They did. Joe Flacco knew what he was doing. He's seen that team many times. I get it. Blah blah blah. So the magic is still on. I think so. I think they'll be fine. They're still not a team that I'm like, this is great. This is a great team. I love watching them. Obviously, I'm a Bengal hater. Obviously, but also they're just not a good team. It's just they're playing a really really bad team. And so honestly, with all these changes and whatnot, long story short, Bengals winning this one, 24-7. I don't really have anything else. I think they're just going to get smoked. Raka, your turn.
Yeah, man. I kind of got a similar score, 21-7 Bengals. Um, Joe Flacco, man, he finally got the two best receivers in his career at the age of 40. And he's using them well, get them slants going. I think Jamar Chase had like 21 to 22 catches. I don't think he broke an NFL record. I think he's maybe like one or two off.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, man, it's when you play teams with bad defensive coordinators and you got some of the best wide receivers in the game, you're going to do great things no matter how old you are, how what arm talent you got. Um, that's the best thing I could say about a Bengals team that shouldn't have won last week, but did. Um, Other than that, the Jets, Justin Field fanboys. Why are you still a fanboy of his? It's time to let it go, man. It's time to go. Um, Tyrod Taylor, I think I even saw a report he's questionable too. So if he does play, then hey, good luck. Maybe there's some more firepower. Maybe Garrett Wilson starts doing something because he has a quarterback that actually wants to throw to him. Who knows? At this point, free Quentin Williams, free Sauce Gardner. Honestly, at this point, Gardner might just have to stay on the Jets though, the way he's playing lately. So yeah, that's it. Let's move on. I'm done talking about these teams. All right, guys, we got the 2-5 Cleveland Browns against the 5-2 New England Patriots. Um, I think this one's actually going to be a pretty interesting game, more than a lot of people believe. Two good defenses going at it. A young offense on pretty much both of these teams are young offenses. Just one's in the sophomore, one's in the freshman. Um, I do got New England winning 35-21. I think it's going to be a two-touchdown game. I think it's going to be a little bit more high scoring than we believe, but that's only if the Browns really use Quinshon Judkins like they did last week. If he has success on the ground against this pretty good Patriot defense in the front seven. Um, Dylan Gabriel's probably going to have to make some pretty good throws this week if they want to try to win as well. It can't just all be on either Quinshon or just Gabriel. It can't be one or the other. It has to be both of them on that offensive side. Miles Garrett's got to show up. I mean, him and TJ are on the same missing milk carton. The missing poster on the milk carton. Just where my edge rushers go. Um, but
Uh,
other than that, I think it's just going to be a really hard physical game. I would say like AFC North and New England, or I feel like all four teams have a pretty decent rivalry with New England. Like the AFC North does not like New England, and I think every fan can, comment on that and just say how much we hate New England, no matter what team you like in the AFC North. So uh, I would say this is like an interdivision rivalry game in a way, which is weird to say between the Browns and Patriots, but I just get that vibe from it. Other than that, Deegs, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
yeah, a lot of pain with New England. So I can definitely I can check mark that for the hatred of the Pats. Uh yeah, this is an interesting game. They both dogged their teams that they had to play last week. They both have young QBs. Their defense is both like really, really close to each other in terms of rushing yards and how much they allow. They're like fourth and like third, man. Uh, they're also like third and fourth, I think, in like yards per carry that they give up, which is in like the low threes. Um, Surprisingly, they both struggle when it comes to the red zone defense. So it's both similar teams with one of them having a QB that's got one more year on him. And I think that's literally the only thing that I look at and I'm like, okay. As well as New England is first in fourth down defense. They literally allow out of the fourth down conversions that they've had to be a part of, they've allowed 20% of those to be successful. So that if that comes down to that, which I think it will, I don't think it'll be offensive in my opinion. I think it'll be very defensive. I think they're both going to be kind of like I think it's going to be pretty much like an honorary AFC North battle in a way. I think it's really going to be defensive. I think it's going to be ugly. I think in a way, like it's going to get like it might have some fights in there, just because both these teams, man, they just have that in them, and that ferociousness to them. So, in my opinion, I think New England's going to win this barely. I have it barely because I think it's going to be a battle. And it's going to be New England's going to win 2017. You know, um, I do expect Cleveland to still make it competitive. I think they have a very upside offense, really. It's like when I look at both these teams, I'm looking at, I'm like, you both are built kind of the same. Just like, you know what I mean? Just
One
like it's,
better,
you know,
harder.
yeah, just they're like built kind of the same, only like New England just has a little bit more experience. That's literally all it is, man. So, uh, yeah, that's all I got. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, the next one is actually a lot tougher than people will actually expect. It's the 2-5 Giants going to Philly to play the 5-2 Eagles. So these teams have met before on Thursday night, and Scatterboo ran all over them. What happened after that? Jalen Carter is back, so they'll have him. The defense is still not ferocious enough. I mean, they have plays and they have spurts of it, right? But they're still trying to get back to disciplined football. AJ Brown is out, so that's huge. And the Giants, I mean, they're just getting more. They're getting more experience with their rookies. Uh, I feel like I'm stealing Rock's segment here. I'm not going to say the other injury of the Giants, but they have a great defensive front. I'm sure we both agree on that. The Giants definitely play people tough. I mean, they probably should have beat the Denver Broncos, but you know things happen. They should have tried to at least get a stop in there with that drive with Bo Nix, but it didn't happen that way. It is what it is. They can move on. When I look at this team, I look at both these teams. It was hard for me to decide. But Philadelphia, the way they played with Minnesota, and now they're going to play an extremely physical football team in the Giants. And they already have their injuries, and they're not as disciplined as I like expect them to be as a Super Bowl champion. Like to the point where they have Brandon Graham out of retirement, which is crazy. Um, I have the Giants winning this game. I think they're going to sweep them. 21-18 for sure. It was hard for me to pick. But the Eagles, they just don't look scary to me, man. Like that's just how it is. And I think the Giants are more physical. I think they'll dominate them at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that 21-18, that's where I'm at. The battle of the trenches for me, and it's the Giants for me. Brock, what you got?
Yeah, man. I honestly have the same exact score as you. 21-18 Giants over the Eagles. Um, like you said, AJ Brown being out is, huge on that Eagles offense. It's weird to me that even though last week when Jalen Hurts was pretty much perfect through the air, had a perfect game through the air, that they still only won by like 6 points. I think against Minnesota that
Yeah.
just got beat up, by the Chargers. Um, it's almost like this team is just trying to be lackadaisical um, their way to the playoffs. They're just like, hey, we can take it easy. We're going to win the games that we need to win. Yeah, the serious matchups, whatever. We're still going to be in the playoffs. And then we're going to play tough. That's what it feels like this team's doing. As far as their defense, it's just a young defense that's still growing, that lost a lot of its veteran leadership from last year. That's probably why we're seeing a little bit more sloppy plays from them. Um, but as the Giants go, it's hard not to take them, especially when they were whooping up on Denver for pretty much all of 3 and 3/4 and like 4 minutes of the fourth until the comeback, until the joking started happening. I'm not really sure why that happened. I mean, I guess a couple rookie hiccups from Jackson Dart is what really got him with the picks. Um, they also got Brian Burns out, I believe, or he's at least questionable. So I'm not too sure if he's going to be around for this game and the tough game, which is definitely a hit. But then Kayvon Thibodeau just steps in, and hopefully he's been ready to to get some snaps. So they got depth at that position, which is a good thing for the Giants. Um, Scatabo, he got hit with a fine last week because of some concussion thing, um, concussion protocol failure. So that probably pissed him off. So he's probably ready to run through like 20 people and just be like, yeah, I got 3 touchdowns, and go from there. But yeah, it's weird to say, but Giants are sweeping Philly this year. Maybe they don't, but in my opinion, they do, and they're going to be a sneaky wild card team. But yeah, let's move on to this next one. Guys, we got the 4-2 Buffalo Bills against the 4-3 Carolina Panthers. It's weird to say. Um, you know, before Bryce Young was ruled out of this game, I thought this could have been a sneaky upset for Carolina against the Bills. The Bills have looked not so hot, mostly because of injuries, but I think they're getting a lot of people back, I think, or it could be the other way around. I forgot what I read on the injury report.
The Bills have a couple players back, but their
Yeah,
secondary that has been impressive is all banged up.
it's
So
all banged up. Yeah,
yeah,
okay, that's what it was. It was kind of like a mixed mosh of who's coming back, who's not.
yeah.
I still have them winning this just because I don't trust Andy Dalton. The red misfire instead of the red rifle, as he was used to be known as in his younger days. Now the red misfire. Um, I got the Bills winning. What did I got them winning? I got them winning 28-17 here. I still think Rico Dwaddle is going to have a great game against this Bills defense. So if he just goes off and Andy Dalton feeds him and Terrico McMillan, it could be a lot closer game. Maybe that upset that I thought could have happened with Bryce Young. But other than that, I just think the talent of Josh Allen and James Cook, and then a couple of the receivers, maybe Keon Coleman gets involved a little bit more as well this game. I think he's coming back off an injury. I just think that offensive talent is too much to overcome for a struggling Carolina defense, who's played some pretty lackluster offenses in the last couple of weeks. I think the best offense they played against was the Cowboys. So, yeah, that's why I got the Bills this week. What do you think, Deeks?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I do have the Bills this week, and only because of two things. Um, One, Bryce Young is out. So again, Bryce Young being out changes everything. You know, obviously we talked about red misfire. Yeah, he's a backup for a reason. And he hasn't been good for a long time. So again, who do you want? And obviously Bryce Young is, if he was there, I honestly feel like the Panthers are 5-3. I ain't gonna lie. They do have an impressive defense for a defense that's not fully experienced or fully equipped. No names, right? But they've been doing a pretty impressive job running the football. They're great at. They've definitely Dowdle has become that guy. And against this Buffalo defense that's horrible on the run, I think Dowdle can have a fantastic, fantastic game. Another one of those. Um, but then you're looking at Buffalo. They just lost to, was it Atlanta, right? On Monday night. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and they got a bye, right? So they've been thinking about this for 2 weeks now. So they're angry. This is definitely this is a this is a game they need to get, man. This is a right on track. Let's go back to where we're at. We're the Buffalo Bills. We've been dominating this division, the conference for a while. Like we can't just be 4-3, dude. Right? What the hell? So looking at it, even if Josh Allen has and I'm not saying he's gonna have a terrible game, but even if he does have an okay Josh Allen game, I think James Cook though might be cooking just because the Panthers' run defense is not excitingly great. So yeah, watch that. Watch for that for sure. Overall, I think it's still getting closer. I think it's going to be under 10 points. So I got Buffalo 26. I got Carolina 17. I'm giving them that 17, not because of Andy Dalton, but because of Rico Dowdle and that run game. So, but
Well,
man, if Bryce Young was healthy, man, I think they might have been 5-3, man.
yeah, it'd be a trap game for the Bills if he was healthy.
Yeah,
I agree with you. But just because it's Andy Dalton out there, it's hard to pick. It's hard to pick that fun upset choice because Andy Dalton's out there.
yep.
So, all right, man. Let's move on to these next games.
Next game in Baltimore, 4-2 Chicago, and the 1-5 Baltimore Ravens. So before I rant about my team, I might as well do the Chicago Bears and let you know what I'm thinking here. They've been great. They've been great under their coach. Offensive coordinator turned head coach. He's definitely made Caleb Williams and has gotten DeAndre Swift involved and all that, and they've been fun to watch. Defensively, they don't get enough credit to me. I mean, they're first in turnovers created. So again, they're pretty decent. What they're bad at is the run against the run. They average 5.3 yards per carry, and their secondary is all hurt. So now to the Baltimore Ravens, where let's see, we still got the coach, we still got a DC, we 1-5. Where do we go from here? Well, we have players being healthy, so we got some rhythm there. Lamar might be playing. That's an upside. It's saying questionable. I don't know if he plays. That's good to me, man. I would like to see at least one win this year, so that'd be cool.
You already
Um,
saw it. You already saw it. You already saw it. You're one and
um,
five.
um, but the Ravens have done something that they continuously been doing, which is running the football. They're second in yards per carry with 5.3. Derrick Henry averages 5 yards per carry against a really, really bad run defense in the Bears. So where does that lead me? Do I pick my team or do I pick a team that stays hot? And you know what? I am picking my team. I'm gonna say that the Ravens are gonna win because they're healthy, because Lamar has a very high chance of playing, and because their defense on the Chicago side is terrible in the run. I can see Derrick Henry having a really good game, and I could see us having our second victory. Woo. I think 27-17. Please fire the DC. Please let go of people that suck. And also, another concern is that we will not have Matabike in the middle for the whole season. So, there's that. That hurts my soul. I said the Ravens are going to win based on that. What are the score line? 27-17. Maybe that's outrageous. I'm going to go with that. Rock, go ahead.
All right, man. Well, I will agree. If Lamar decides to show up this week, I could see y'all winning. I could see y'all win. Only if Lamar says, "Hey, I want to play." But if he doesn't want to play, I
Oh, it's
the
done.
team I'm taking, you guys are
Done.
done for. I like Chicago. They're a hot streak away.
Mm.
This is the best Chicago team we've seen in years, which is
Hmm.
weird to say. The only thing I can see really stopping Chicago is Detroit or Green Bay. Other than that, I got Chicago winning 25-21. Baltimore pretty much has everybody healthy except those out for the year. Ronnie Stanley and Lamar are really the only two big names left. This is a Roquan Smith revenge game, so let's keep that in mind. So if Roquan's going crazy doing DPOY things all of a sudden coming off an injury, that's why. Um, Other than that, I just yeah, DeAndre Swift, and I even think the second running back had really good game last week. Caleb Williams is actually making really good decisions. I would like to see them get Roma Dunze involved a little bit more than what he is. Um, but other than that, I just, I got to take the hot streak of the Bears. I think they're going to continue to ride the momentum. I still think this is going to be a really close defensive game. Usually two teams that have okay defenses pretty I want to say historic. They each got a historic defense at least once in their team's lifespan. But these teams usually have really good defenses. Pride themselves on the defense if they can, and then that's why I still think it's going to be a close game, 25-21. So let's move on. I'm not going to dog on the Ravens anymore. Hey guys, we got the 5-2 Niners against the 2-4 Texans. Um, I'm picking the Niners on this one, 21-14. Um, I saw a lot of good things from the Texans defense against another NFC West team last week. I think they had like 3 or 4 turnovers, but the reason why they're losing is still because of that O line. They just could not give CJ Stroud any time to do anything back there. That offense is struggling. They got to invest in the O line. Being a former offensive lineman myself, I hate it when teams disregard the O line. I hate it because then they're all like, oh, we got all these flashy skill players. Oh, but they can't do anything because there's no time to get them going. Like the team doesn't operate without the big men up front. We do all the dirty work. If you got people who don't do dirty work, your team falls apart. And we're seeing that with the Texans and the Titans. Any team that has a bad O line, team's usually not that good. Um, on the other hand, the Niners, they got one of the best coaches in the NFL right now, especially dealing with all the injuries that they're dealing with. I mean, I know Kittle came back, but he wasn't really involved in that last game. I know Purdy came back, but he's out again. I think I saw a report that says Mac Jones is coming back to play, and he's having a really good season. And that Shanahan offensive scheme, the defense, they're still playing great under Robert Saleh, even with the key injuries with Fred Warner and Nick Bosa being out. It's crazy to say that such a banged up team is going to be 6-2 after this week, in my opinion. Other than that, Diggs, what are your thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, first of all, we're about halfway through the season, and right now Shanahan's looking like coach of the year just because of that entire thing, like you were saying, man. I mean, when you lose what he's lost, this is a team that when I look at them, I'm like they're 5-2. Like, how are they 5-2? This is a team that I've definitely have also doubted in many games, and I mean, man, I thought Atlanta was getting them by a lot, and
Yep.
they went in there and did their thing, man. So, props to them. Absolutely, props to them. 5-2. You know, they have honestly, they don't really turn the ball over on offense that much, and so that's really helping them a lot. Um, and again, I mean, they're in a next man up mentality, and so good for them. Mac Jones, like Rocca's saying, has been playing well, and he's going to have to step up again, and I don't think that's going to be an issue. Um, I feel like speaking of offensive line, I should probably credit that San Fran offensive line for being able to, stick with it and giving Mac enough time to even do the dink and dunks and stuff. So, good for them. And on the Texans side, I mean, it's kind of criminal and it sucks to say that, but this is a defense that's first in points against. And I get the schedule and whatnot, and maybe there's some weaker teams, but they're first in points against, man. Like they allow 14.7 points a game. Like they're getting after it, and they're losing games that they probably should win because once again, their offense is not, like Roxanne, they're not giving them CJ enough time to really do anything, man. So it's sad, dude. It sucks. Oh, offensive line wins games, it wins titles, and obviously they don't care about that. So the defense is great. Other than that, I mean, overall, based on coaching wise and all that, yeah, I got San Fran winning this game. I got them winning 20-17. It's going to be a close game. Just because there's so many injuries and stuff, So I think San Fran still playing through that. They're going to play through some hiccups, but continue to let the guys come in, fill in, and keep feeding. I believe Kendrick Bourne is still there. I don't think he's injured. I haven't really seen any report that he's injured. So keep getting him involved. And San Fran 6-2 is kind of wild for a team that has depleted team, but. Yeah, good for him. I got San Fran winning that, and I'm ready to move on. So, okay, we got afternoon games now, and this is a short video because there's a lot of them on by. So, Let's do it. Tampa's 5-2, New Orleans 1-6, but they're playing like they're 6-1 at these games. Anyway, I have Tampa winning 28-22. It's going to be close because New Orleans doesn't know how to give up. They just fight. And at this point in time, like I know they're losing the games, but I really do have to I have to give them props, man. Like they actually aren't playing football. It's like when you have a terrible football team and you know you have a terrible football team, but you put like every ounce of you on the field, like that makes me happy because it makes me it shows to me that you actually like the game of football. Like you're not just there to just be like, oh, there's the money, whatever. Okay, we'll be 1-16. Like they're actually playing, man. And so, I gotta give them a lot of props. Anyway, I'm gonna get off that New Orleans pedestal for a little bit. Tampa Bay, they're just the better team. Egbuka is should be playing. Obviously, they still have a lot of injuries. Tampa does, but when looking at it, I mean, they just have a better team on paper. This should be a get right game for them after losing to Detroit badly. So I got Tampa winning. But New Orleans, Spencer Rattler, you probably will be starting next year, and they should just build around him because he had a bad game last week against Chicago, but he's still been a decent game manager. So maybe give him a shot, man. That's what I got. Rock.
Yeah, I got Tampa winning 24-18. I do think it's going to be a close game. It's a rivalry game. These teams know each other. They usually play each other pretty tough. Um, Though Tampa Bay, yes, all their skill players are injured, but all the beef is getting pretty healthy again, except for Vita Vea. I think he's questionable. But they're getting some O line depth back. They're just getting a lot of the front five, front seven guys back. And Buka's back, which is really going to help out. I mean, uh, I think Tez Johnson and Sterling Shepard have been pretty great for Baker Mayfield. Just been able to step up and make great plays for him. But him getting this offensive rookie of the year, maybe even best wide receiver of the year back for him is huge, especially for a top five MVP candidate. The Saints, as you're saying, they play tough. It does look like they enjoy the game of football, even though they lose almost every other week. Um, which is hard to do, as former football players like we are. We know how tough it is when you lose a couple games in a row and you're like, man, it's hard to like this game whenever we keep losing like this. We're competitive. We like winning. So it's nice to see a team that knows they're not the best play above standard, play above expectations, play their hearts out. It's cool to see that because see other teams that have high overall, highest paid defense players in the league, and you see them play lackluster, and you're like, what the heck is this? You know? So, like you said with Spencer Rattler, I do like his game manager type, really taking care of that ball pretty well, except for last game. But hey, you do what you can in that situation on the Saints offensively. Alvin Kamara is still a consistent, I think he's going to be a Saint for life, which is, hey, good on you for not quitting on a team that's clearly not the best and not going ring chasing. I can almost respect that, but I almost respect that more than ring chasing. But at the same time, I get it if you did. So
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, I think the Bucks are going to win it, but it's going to be a much closer game than a lot of people expecting a blowout. The average fan expecting a blowout. So, yeah, let's move on, guys. We got the 3-3-1 uh, Dallas Cowboys against the 5-2 Denver Broncos here. Um, got a story of two teams here. We got a high power offense versus a very good defense. We got the Cowboys with a pretty banged up full line against the number one sack leading team in the league. Um, but we also got a team that didn't play for most of 3 quarters and most of the fourth quarter, until they had a crazy comeback and played how we expected them to play. So it's really like what happens between these coaches here? Who's going to be more prepared? Who's going to be more disciplined this week? Um, game plan wise, I got Jesus, what do I got? I got Dallas winning 38 to 35. They impressed me with that 44-point shootout against the Commanders last week, especially when I thought they were going to lose in a close rivalry game. But they just said, nah, screw that. We throwing bombs. We got CD back. We got Pickens going with them. Like, we got Jake Ferguson, our tight end, having a great game. Javonte Williams. This offense is running. Like it is going full bore. Just they look difficult to stop. Dak is also playing like a top five MVP candidate. It's crazy to say that. I haven't seen a lot of turnovers from him this year, which is crazy to say. Um, but maybe we see a couple from him this week. Denver's defense is just great. He's going to be under duress all game. If he's not, I'm going to be surprised that the backup offensive linemen for the Cowboys are holding up so well. I expect PS2 and that no-fly zone secondary that Denver's priding themselves on for as much as I've seen Denver play games. Doesn't get a couple picks against Prescott. But other than that, close game, 3-point game at the most. Biggs, what you got on it, man?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Dallas' offense is nasty, for sure. Again, Dak, yeah, he's playing MVP level. He's probably angry of everyone criticizing him for being buns, but he's not buns this year. So, he's not turning it over. He's playing fantastic. Pickens already has six receiving touchdowns. I mean, you know, he's balling out of his mind. Javante, he's been pretty productive since being there. And yeah, the they are pretty much probably, if not the best offense in football for sure, number wise, everything like that. And then they're going up against this defense that is has 34 sacks to their name. And we're in week eight, we're entering week eight with 34 total sacks. This is
Crazy.
a defense that is on paper and number wise, like they are insane on the pass and run. Definitely, offensive wise, like, Bo Nix he definitely was able to pull a pretty good drive, made sure they get to a good place to get a game-winning field goal and whatnot. So good on him. But this is mainly a classic offense. It's a classic. What was that Joker line in Dark Knight? It's like immovable object versus unstoppable force, right? Something like that. That's what this is. This is literally all it is. It's just one of those games, and I'm gonna pick the immovable object. So I'm definitely picking the Broncos. That defense can look at times scary as hell, and they did look a little suspect against the Giants. So that is kind of scary for me to pick them. I'm a little upset. I'm like, damn, this could be definitely a Cowboy win for sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
Disagreement this week.
Yeah, but to keep it entertaining and to keep it from us always agreeing, I'm gonna go with the defense. I'm gonna trust that Denver defense and that Denver team and pulling it out 26-20. It's still a close game. It's not 3 points, but it's still a close game. So that is my take.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on.
Okay, we got the 1-6 Tennessee Titans versus the 6-1 Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. This is very easy for me, so I'm not gonna rant too much. I'm just gonna give you a couple stats just so you can know how bad this Titans team is. So Cam Ward has gotten sacked 30 times already, and their leading receiver has about 20 receptions, and that's a rookie wide receiver. So they have nobody pretty much. Um, yeah, it's just a bad football team. They're just rebuilding for sure. As we continue to say that probably in every week of these pick'ems. And then the other side, a lot of people obviously talking about, Daniel Jones and whatnot. I gotta say, Jonathan Taylor be playing MVP level though too. This man has got 10 rushing touchdowns already, running through people, having some great games in there, being involved. I think a lot of people were kind of talking some smack about their defense, but they are eighth in sacks and their third in interceptions. Not even a question who I'm picking here. It's the easiest pick of the week. It's the Colts 31-6. Tennessee is not going to score a touchdown. They'll score two field goals. They'll call it good, pack it up, and they'll be like, let's lose five more games, guys. And that's it. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. A little worried because last time everyone on this channel agreed that there was going to be a huge blowout. We were all wrong, and that happened back in that Green Bay Cincinnati game. Uh, but this week, I'm still picking the Colts, 42-3 against the Titans. I think it's going to be an absolute shellacking. Turn the turn the game off. Watch something else. Cook some dinner. Yeah, BTA, our favorite. We need a BTA edit on this channel. It needs to happen. Certified BTA moment. But other than that, it's tell two teams, heading in two different directions. We got a team that's trying to compete for the Super Bowl, and we got a team that's trying to compete for the number one pick. So we'll see if the Titans really want to honor this rivalry matchup. They might. They probably won't. They more than likely won't. Other than that, let's move on. Well, hold on. Let's reset.
Yeah, yeah. Three, two, one,
Three,
boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 3, 2, 1, boy, boy, boy. All right, guys. Battle of the cheeseheads here. I think both teams are wearing yellow helmets this game. We got the 4-1-1 Packers against the 4-2 Steelers. Y'all already know I'm taking the Steelers. Y'all already know I'm taking them in a close game, 21-18. Um, Biggest worry though, we got a fraudulent defense. We have a defense that we expect with high talent and we expect them to bail us out when we have not played well. We expect high turnover moments from this defense, and lately, our guys like T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, Jalen Ramsey, they're showing their age a little bit. And they'll help us out here and there, but we got to expect some more of those moments from our younger team. From the rest of the team, from our younger guys on that defense. PJ is healthy. If he wasn't healthy, I'd have a little harder time picking the Steelers, but I'd still pick them. Other than that, Green Bay played a tough game against the Cardinals. They eked it out against the Cardinals, led by Jacoby Brissett. They are facing almost a similar offense, ratings wise. I think Pittsburgh's still 30th in the rushing department, not much higher in the passing game department, even though Aaron Rodgers has been playing pretty good. I do think the Steelers are getting Calvin Austin back this week too, so expect that on like special teams. Another weapon on special teams for us. Let's honestly, I'm gonna say who's a better edge rusher this week, TJ or Micah Parsons. Um, I honestly think it might be Micah Parsons because the Steelers have kind of a younger O line than Green Bay does. But Green Bay's O line is banged up as well. I think Zach Tom's still out, I believe, or at least questionable. So um, another matchup I like though is that D line and Green Bay against Steelers O line because those young guys on the O line they're playing better. I mean, they've played some pretty good edge rush talent so far, and I don't think they let Rodgers get hit all too much. So they got at least Arthur Smith is having a good game plan with giving them help with Darnell Washington. When the tackles are going up against a top 5 edge rusher. But other than that, I'll stop ranting. Diggs, what you got, man?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good Sunday Night Football headline here. Um, Green Bay and Pittsburgh, definitely teams that are competing to be in the top of their conferences, historical franchises, whatnot. Green Bay side, they have only had two interceptions on defense, so kind of worrisome with that. Need to be more ball hockey wise, but two interceptions, I guess. All right. In terms of run defense, they've been holding teams to the run. And Josh Jacobs has performed well. He's got 8 rushing touchdowns right now, so that's been great. And then on the other side, I mean, Pittsburgh is fifth in sacks. They are third in turnovers creating. But their pass defense has been very uh,
Fraudulent.
questionable, man. Questionable. Yeah. Questionable
Fraudulent.
at questionable at best, man. Yeah. This is an Aaron Rodgers revenge game. He's playing his old team. And I am weirdly always advocating for Pittsburgh. Weirdly advocating for Pittsburgh this year. No, I'm not a Steeler fan.
He's an
Stop saying
undercover
that.
Steelers fan. I've been
Not
telling him
doing
this
it.
all. He's an
No.
undercover Steelers fan.
Yeah. Uh, this was a super hard decision for me because I actually went back and forth with it. And I think the final verdict is in. And I think it's going to be 21-20 Green Bay.
Finally he goes against us. Finally, we don't want you anyways, bro. And
I
we
didn't
don't
want to
want
be in the
you.
clan. I'm just telling you, man. I had some faith.
Everybody, don't let this fool you. He had the Steelers up until this moment. He had them the whole time until I started calling him out on it.
I went back and forth after that talk, and then I was like, do I do this? Do I say the Steelers win
Yeah, man.
again?
I mean, you want to be
No.
wrong for picking Green Bay. It's
Yeah.
not a bad choice, you know.
No, no. I mean, this is a good game, man. This can go either way. That's all I'm saying. This can go
It's
either
gonna
way.
go either way, yeah.
No,
But
damn.
I'm happy you're finally showing your true colors. I hate it. It was weird seeing you showing some black and gold on and a lot less
Mm,
purple than normal, you know?
mm-hmm,
It was weird seeing you wearing some black and gold and some stars on you. It was weird.
Yeah, yeah, no. If I would ever put on some gold, it's gonna be some Vikings gear, right? And that's
Um,
I'm just saying, yeah. That's me drunk with the skull.
yeah, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Add what is it, Bank of America or whatever their stadium's called. Yeah,
M&T Bank. Don't get
M&T
it, don't
Bank.
get it
Yeah, it's
wrong.
something, man.
Yeah. All
But
right.
yeah, I agree with you on
Let's
that Vikings take. I go there too. Sounds like a great time.
all right, let's finish this off with Monday night. Okay, last game, which is weirdly weird because I feel like we have only talked about 5 games, but whatever. The Washington Commanders 3-4 versus the Kansas City Chiefs at 4-3 in Arrowhead. Washington's got no Jaden Daniels, so I'm pretty sure it's Mariota. They're second in rushing yards. They run the ball well. They have a terrible pass defense. What do the Chiefs got? The Chiefs got a guy named Patrick Mahomes who's quietly MVP status, just letting you know. 14 tutties, 14 touchdowns, 2 picks, 1,800 yards. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. That's quiet. Quiet MVP. No one talking about it. Pacheco's actually the leading rusher now. So he's getting more involved. And their defensive coach, Spags, which everyone calls him, has actually done a great job with his defense. They're third in points against now. They're second in passing touchdowns allowed. I mean, they got a great third down defense and they got a great fourth down defense. They're a great situational team, and Spags will give you a little bit of everything that you won't even realize. What is this package? What am I working with? How am I reading this? And you're asking a guy, a backup, to figure that out, and you're also asking a terrible pass defense to go up against one of, if the not the fastest receiving core in the NFL. Yeah, to me, this is not even this is not a debate. That's the Chiefs. It's 26-10. It's gross to say that, but this is a Chiefs team that's coming back to their mojo. Everybody doubted them like the Patriots of 2019,
Like
and
we've
this
been
is where we're
saying.
at. Yeah,
Like,
and so Chiefs 5-3, and next week if they win this game, which I think they will, they have a really good game against the Bills. So probably should win this game just in case you know you choke the Bills game. But Rod, go ahead.
yeah, man, I'm in agreement with you. Chiefs, they're getting back to that Super Bowl form. It's gross. They're healthy. They're getting everybody off of suspension. Mahomes has finally got his full receiver core intact. It's good to see that Pacheco's finally leading rusher. Finally, I don't know what took him so long to figure out, hey, running the ball's kind of important too, in a way. Um, Never really was worried about the Chiefs defense this season. It was just like, okay, the offense has to get together, and then the Chiefs are the Chiefs again, unfortunately. Um, it is gross that Mahomes is getting back into MVP form, as you're saying. He's probably the fifth guy in the MVP race. I think it's Darnold, Baker, Daniel Jones, Dak, and Mahomes. right now in the top five, which is such a weird list. Um,
So many levels.
yeah, so many levels of like what the heck is going on this year. Um, as far as the Commanders go, they're pretty much healthy except for Jaden Daniels. They're getting almost everybody back except for Jaden Daniels. It's just like, maybe our line should start playing good again, so our quarterback stops trying to be RG3, the fourth or RG4. Let's not see him get injured like another potential franchise quarterback did. Um, Other than that, I mean, the Chiefs have been smacked in the mouth this year by some teams that you didn't expect them to beat the Chiefs. So, I mean, maybe the laps somewhere gets them. Maybe some crazy lucky thing happens against the Chiefs and the Commanders win this with Mariota or whoever's running that offense at QB. If their running backs are still playing as well as they are against a really good run defense in the Chiefs, it could be a lot closer. But yeah, I got Chiefs 35-21 for the Commanders. And other than that, guys, comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what your record is on the year. Um, Share the video with your friends that you like talking that ish with about football. That's what this channel's about. We like talking ish to each other. We like talking football smack. We like being wrong or saying stupid takes because it's just fun to do it. We want to bring that joy of having fun talking mess to your friends with football to this channel. So, but yeah, hit that noti bell too. Other than that, have a great week. Good luck to your teams, unless you're the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns. And let's go.